This is my song about the food that goes in your mouth. What you put in, you get out. You feel welfare if you're healthy. Don't forget to exercise, it will improve your quality of life. You need both of these to survive. You feel welfare if you're healthy. I'm your teacher when I'm talking, I need you to be quiet. Today's learning objective is all about your diet. Are you listening? If you're not, suggest that you try it, cause knowledge is power, especially when you apply it. So what's the diet then? Simple, it's the food that you be eating. Shouts to vegetarians, meat eaters and all the vegans. You're needing a balance, and balances keep you even. Meaning, food is your route to improve your being. More proof, okay dude, let me hit you with the truth. A balanced diet can be split into 7 key food groups. Number 1, move carbohydrates coming through, bringing bread, pasta, rice and sweet potatoes too. Number 2, to keep you lean you gotta eat your protein. Get it from your meats and cheese, your nuts and your seeds. Number 3 is fruit and veg, you know the rest. Vitamins make you big and strong like your parents said. Number 4 is kinda similar, minerals be giving ya. Calcium and iron you be flying when they're filling ya. 5 is fiber, digestion keeps you regular. Find it in your cereals, I'm seriously telling ya. 6, oh don't wait for a spanner in the mix. It's often when you hear the word fats it's negative, telling you the bad but not all of them. Is some tips, you draw energy from fats and dairy, nuts and fish. That's number 7 is the clue, you gotta take a sip. Otherwise known as H2O, it keeps you hydrated, keeps your body functioning and keeps you feeling fit, especially when you're mixing it with the other 6. Come on. This is
Hi, it's Kaz here, your host for Afro Hair and Beauty Association. Now I'm here with an amazing young man who's going to be telling us about his organisation. He's going to discuss about healthcare. He's going to talk about your skin. He's going to just talk about his business to really just to inspire you to think more about what you're eating and what you're putting into your body. So hello Aaron, how are you?
What a pleasure to be here. Thank you so
tell
much.
us about your organisation, My Healthcare.
My Healthcare is it's a brainchild that I thought up about 5 years ago. Because I've always had a passion for healing. I've always had a passion for helping people and helping people to achieve beyond their realm of expectation. So I formed a company. Originally it was called Gold Juice Detox, but it still is called Gold Juice Detox, which was aimed at bringing people into optimum levels of themselves for using juices. But over the years we've developed the company, so we've now established a range of products. We also incorporate technology, which obviously scans the body and has a conversation with the body and identifies any underperforming organs so we can bring them back into balance. And we use our range of products, we use our technology to bring your body back into how it should be. And because obviously we have such a holistic approach, we found that My Healthcare, it encapsulated everything we did in a much more positive way and a much more realistic way. And it's about empowering people with information. So when you say My Healthcare, it's about you having your health in your hands.
Yeah, I like that. So Aaron, what's your story? How did you start your organisation? What made you get there? What inspired you? I know I'm asking you like multiple questions, but what's your story?
I was brought up in the church.
Right.
And in a nutshell, as soon as I reached 18, I said, right, I'm not going to church anymore. I don't have to go to church anymore. Up to that age, you have to do what mum says. You went to church. And after, completing my adulthood, I thought, right, I'm going to go into the world and do what I have to do. And I ended up, I think I was following my mum's footsteps. My mum was a nurse, but she always used to organise parties and functions at the house. My dad was an accountant, so he was always a business person. So I found myself being a social entrepreneur. So I was a businessman with a social conscience. I used to organise events, I used to organise parties, I used to organise club nights, and I always used to mix cocktails because I could never understand why people always wanted to drink alcohol as part of their social activities. It tasted disgusting. I thought, how can I make this thing that people do so often a bit more palatable, a bit more enjoyable? So I started mixing alcoholic drinks with, Ribena, with Lucozade, with, guava juice, and mixed it with the brandies and the Jack Daniels. And I discovered there was a thing called cocktails. People said, oh, you're making cocktails. I was like, oh, is that what you call it? Okay. And I didn't realize that was my gift for mixing products and making things taste nicer to make people feel better. So it wasn't until one day I was at a club, I was doing a club, and the security guard, she was a devout Christian. And she kept saying, you don't belong here. You belong to Jesus.
Wow.
And
This is a security guard?
Security guard. And every time I came to the club, she said the same thing: "You don't belong here. You belong to Jesus." And fast forward 5 years, that stuck with me because obviously having my church upbringing, and it wasn't until I had an epiphany that I came to realize that the gift that I had for mixing these potions wasn't for making people feel inebriated. It was actually bringing health and wellness to people. This is what I was actually put here to do. So that's when I embarked on the whole journey of making juices. Instead of making the alcohol, I left out the alcohol and just started making the juices. And then we employed the technology, and the technology, started to show us a lot more chronic conditions that we tried to address with juices. But we found that there was limitations, so we had to start developing products as a result of that. So all the products were based on juices as the foundation, and then going into the more biochemical aspects of them, so we can start to formulate products that would actually address the problems that people are facing.
Right.
And as a result of that, the business was born. It went from Go Juice Detox into My Healthcare, because obviously we now have 117 products that we produce and manufacture. And because I have a passion for people, passion for helping people and making people feel better, I studied nutrition. So I did a nutritional course. I'm also a qualified teacher. I'm a professional sports coach.
When you say qualified teacher, what subject?
Just when I qualified as a general teacher.
Right.
So I was teaching in Southwark College. I devised our own course to deliver to, I think they call them NEETs, not in education, employment training.
Yeah.
And my subject was showing them the impact of their food on their performance. So I put together a course to show them how they could improve their performance by changing what they ate. So I combined all my skills, my coaching background, my nutritional knowledge, and my academical prowess to deliver this course. And the children really loved it, because I'd say things like, "Who in here takes drugs?" And nobody put their hand up. And I showed them, well, let's look at your ingredients. And they saw all the E's on there, and all the E numbers and all the chemicals that they were taking. And they realized that, wow, we're taking drugs, we don't realize.
Yeah.
So it was a really fun experience, and being able to impart that information. And that's what's really inspired me to really, go on and show people more, because obviously there's a lot of things that people don't know. And if whoever knows has responsibility to share with those who don't know, to bring them into the light, so to speak. So that's what's really been the motivating factor, to bring more people into the light, and to, as I say, take them out of the darkness and bring them into the light.
Wow.
And that's what's really, brought me where I am today. That's why the business it's just thriving naturally, because we're here for the people. We love serving people, and we love bringing people beyond their realm of expectation.
And you're offering a service, a service to a need.
Absolutely.
Because at the end of the day, people, unfortunately, there's so many forms of illnesses, and some illnesses they just cannot even name.
No.
We've seen people dying constantly from
Yes.
cancer and all various different diseases. But so what you're doing is amazing.
Thank you.
And in regards to even your tips that you've given and you've shared with us as well, that's been absolutely amazing. So thank you so much.
That's welcome.
And continue to do what you're doing for the people. So in regards to your organisation, My Healthcare, what is My Healthcare?
My Healthcare is a company that we formed over 5 years ago. I'll take it back further. I'm a nutritional therapist.
Right.
And what we do is that we combine cutting edge technology along with cleansing, detox and lifestyle change. The cutting edge technology is a scan we do that has a conversation with your body through your hand, and your body speaks, and it produces a detailed report that highlights the levels of stress on all your organs.
So through your hands?
Through your hand. So it's a very advanced technology. People are always blown away by the information that it provides. And once it's like a biosurvey, so your body actually speaks like you ask you. If you had a normal survey, you'd answer the questions yourself by filling in the answers. But when you do a biosurvey, the questions are asked direct to your body, and your body responds through the software. So a bit like a lie detector.
Yeah.
So once you've got that information, we can then decide, your body will actually tell us what it needs, and then we will put together a program or lifestyle change program to help you to bring your body back into balance. So as a result of using the technology over the years, we've developed a range of products to match with what your body said it needs.
Right.
Hence, we've now given birth organically to the company My Healthcare.
Right, okay.
Because it's your body that tells us what it needs, so we're giving you back your health and putting your health back in your hands. Hence, My Healthcare was born.
Wow, so in terms of your clients, your patients, is this for any age group, any ethnic minority? Is it just is it for everybody, so to speak?
Our vision is to promote freedom through well-being. Our mission is to produce 1 million health ambassadors worldwide. By health ambassadors, I mean black, white, yellow, green, whatever color you are, whatever ethnic origin you are. It's about people. It's about empowering people with with the knowledge that they need to be able to improve their health. And once they've gone through our lifestyle change program and they've noticed the changes and they've received the information, they've been able to take back control of their health and overcome a lot of chronic conditions. Their story and their journey, they'll automatically share that with other people. So our mission is to create 1 million health ambassadors, which is people that have gone through that process and gone through that program, who will then automatically share their experience with other people and then empower other people to do the same, effectively creating a global community of health conscious people.
So how does one's health affect their hair and their skin?
Well, beauty begins on the inside. And a lot of issues that we find that people are facing relating to their skin is very often linked to what's happening on the inside of them. So when we do the scan, it identifies pretty much the exact area where the root of the problem is coming from. And I'll give you an example. We see a lot of people who have eczema. And eczema is a problem that is linked directly to what's happening in the liver.
Okay.
Because the liver is the main detoxifying organ of the body. So when you have your body overloaded with toxins, the liver is the first port of call to isolate those toxins from the blood. And along with other toxins, but where sometimes the liver will become overloaded, the skin is the biggest organ. So if it's trying to eliminate those toxins, which if your system of elimination is not working properly, it will say, skin, you're bigger than me here, take some of these. So it will back up some of those toxins to the skin. And you'd find that a lot of people have a lot of reactions or a lot of skin problems or breakouts or eczema, psoriasis, boils, a whole range of different issues linked to this to do with the skin. But the origin is deeper inside the intestines in the liver. So by us treating the liver and supporting the liver, we often find that the skin, the problem pretty much goes away.
Okay. So in regards to with the skin, but what about your hair issues as well? Because obviously, you find there's a lot of, say, men and women that's losing their hair constantly, and for whatever reason. Is that also to do with what's going on inside? Absolutely.
I mean, we find that a lot of people come with with problems with their hair, especially women. They say their hair is thinning, their hair is breaking, their hair is not growing as fast as it used to, and very simply, you explain to them that the body is always in a state of regeneration. So every day you lose 100 hairs, for example. But when you lose 100 hairs, you should grow back 100 hairs. That's how the nature of the body works. But depending on your mineral composition and the levels of nutrients your body's able to absorb, that will determine if when you lose 100, you'll grow back 100,
right,
or you grow back 50. So oftentimes, because people's metabolism may be sluggish, they may lose 100 but grow back 30 or grow back 40. Therefore, the hair starts thinning.
Okay, because it's not producing as much as it should be.
Absolutely.
What they're losing.
Absolutely. So the hair will start thinning, it will start breaking, and it's not going to be functioning as it should. So what we do, we cleanse the internals, we cleanse the intestines, we cleanse the colon, and we start to nourish the body and put all the minerals and the vitamins back in, and we help the body to, support the body to increase its metabolism. And there's a particular product that we use called Elixir of Life that's very rich in elastin and very rich in silica. And that product basically helps the mineral content in the body to really increase absorption. And people go from losing 100 hairs and growing back 40 to growing back 50 to growing back 60 then 70. So within a matter of weeks, we find clients always come back and saying, yeah, my hair's got thicker, my hair's got a lot more body. My hairdresser's very surprised that, how come the scalp problem that was there, the dandruff is just, literally just clears up, organically by itself. And these are all as a result of what's happening internally. So, your question about health and skin and hair couldn't be more closely related. Your health is and your insides, it's so detrimental to the condition and the state of your hair and your skin.
So what would you say to our viewers in terms of our audience who are watching right now and they are having these issues, they may be suffering with really bad skin, they've got eczema, maybe potentially losing hair in one specific area, because with some guys it's they start to lose their hair in the front, some in the middle, and also women as well. What advice would you give to them?
Well, firstly, detoxification is the first thing, to really get a good habit of detoxification, because when these toxins build up in the body, they then overload the system, and that prevents the body from being able to absorb nutrients. So therefore, the body's going to be in a state of a deficiency. So the mineral content not going to be able to absorb. So the first thing I'm going to do is get into a habit of detoxification. That's going to really help with the skin more than the hair. With the hair, it's really linked to the mineralization. They need to get a lot more minerals into the system. I mean, in terms of the skin, real quickly, I'll give you a quick tip. Something that we've discovered over the years, that where we use a lot of natural products. All our products we use are 100% natural. And we've had a lot of success with people with eczema. Just from simply using a very, well-known herb that's quite, very widely available on the market, and it's soursop leaves.
Oh.
So we've given parents soursop leaves as part of their cleansing and part of their detox program to, cleanse their system and nourish the body. And they've given that to their children. And 9 times out of 10, the parents have always come back and said, we've given the children a little bit of the eczema, of the soursop, and the eczema's pretty much cleared up within days. So that's just one, quick tip for people that are trying to, address their eczema problems. Soursop leaf is an amazing product. It's very rich in vitamins. It's very dense in nutrients. So the body receives those nutrients and it knows what to do with them because they're in their natural state.
Yeah.
So that really helps to impact the eczema, the skin problems. So far as hair, detoxing really helps with the hair, but nourishing and minerals, including and improving their mineral intake is critical and it's key. And obviously we use our product, Elixir of Life, which is very rich in silica, it's very rich in copper, it's very rich in zinc and iron. So if they can't use our product, which it's renowned because obviously we use it for years, then if they can get any product that's very rich in silica, along with the detoxing, because they've got to make sure the body can absorb it, and that will give them significant good results with their hair.
Amazing. So how could our viewers connect with you? What's your social media feeders?
We use our website predominantly, gojuicedetox.com. We're also on YouTube. We have our YouTube channel where we have a load of testimonials, Go Juice Detox, just Go Juice Detox. We're also on Facebook. We have a Facebook community, Go Juice Detox, the same name. And we are on Instagram and Twitter. So we pretty much have all the social media handles, very well populated with information and testimonials that they can access to get a little bit more of a feel for who we are and what we do. And
what's your business hours?
We operate on Mondays to Fridays. We do late appointments on Mondays. We open up until 7 o'clock on a Monday and a Thursday. And once a month we do a clinic on a Saturday.
Okay. So in regards to if any of our viewers wants to come down and come to your organisation, is it appointments only or?
It's by appointment only because we run a very tight system, because obviously people, they come for their scan. We don't actually advertise. We've never had to advertise. In the 5 years we've been quite blessed and quite spoiled with that aspect, because all our clients, they get results, and because they get results, by word of mouth, they refer and they recommend us and recommend people to come to us, and they come. So because we like to spend time with people, we don't have to rush people. We always like to do it on an appointment basis. So we'll make sure people book in advance. They can book via the website, or they can call us on our booking line, 175 027 175 0052.
Thank you.
And once they've got access to us, we'll give them all the tools and the resources that they need to get them where they need to be health-wise.
Excellent. So Aaron, what 3 tips would you give to our viewers that they should really implement it into their normal lifestyle? Just 3 things, simple things. Okay,
the number 1 definitely is going to be water. Hydration is such a key element to every aspect of health, because every part of the body requires water to function. Every organ function is dependent upon water to be able to perform itself properly. The body is 70% water, the blood is 82% water, the brains is 96% water. And if you look at a human body, when it decomposes, the only thing that's left is bones, which is 25% of the body. So the rest of that percentage is all water, so it just evaporates. So the demand for water by the body is key. So the number 1 thing I'd recommend as a tip for improving your health is increasing your water intake. Whether it's going to be through tea, and people ask me a lot of the times, what's the best water to drink? Whichever one you drink.
Okay, so if it was flavoured water, it doesn't matter.
It's ideal. It's better if you had like plain water, but as long as you're hydrating yourself, it's most important, and then you get to more.
So roughly, how much water intake should one be taking? Say looking at someone like myself, how much water would you advise me to be drinking on a daily basis?
If you measured your water based upon your activity, say if you sat down all day and did nothing, then you can maybe get away with maybe 2.5 litres, just sitting down doing nothing. But if you sat all day and you spoke all day on the phone all day, you've got to look at your usage, because your saliva is going to be consuming a lot of water. So you need to replenish that. So you need at least 3.5 to 4 litres.
So if you was a hairdresser, how much?
A hairdresser, they're standing on their feet all day, so they're using a lot of muscles. So their muscles require a lot of water, because the muscles are 84% water. So they would need to be drinking throughout the day at least 3 litres.
Wow.
At least 3 litres.
Yeah. So what's the second tip of improvement for health?
Second tip is to make sure you keep a good detox regime. A good detox regime is most important to the body, because every day you're going to take in toxins. You're never going to be able to avoid toxins, because obviously as you walk out into the air, you're going to be inhaling toxins. There's pollutants in the air, there's pollutants in what you breathe, there's pollutants in the food, there's toxins in the food. Everywhere you go, you're going to come across toxins. So you're never going to be able to avoid toxins. But what you can do is reduce the effect these toxins have on your body. As they start to accumulate, that's when disease starts. So if you can get a regular regime of detoxification, cleansing your colon, cleansing your bowel, whatever method you use. All our parents used to have a period of cleansing.
Yeah.
Used to have, the bitters.
Oh gosh, but you know something? It really, when I really think about it, when we used to do that when I was younger, I don't do that as an adult. It's really, and I don't know how much of us is even showing those ways to what we was brought up with, to even our children. So what, when you say detox, what would you actually give for individuals to detox?
We have a product called the Oxyflush. Oxyflush is one of our flagship products. It's a natural bowel and colon cleanser. It doesn't cause any cramping. It's not a laxative. It's pure oxygen and magnesium. So it goes into your colon, you take it with water, and it breaks down all the waste in your colon, and it turns it into liquid, and you pass it out as a watery stool. People take that for 5 days, and they lose from anything from £2 to £7 just using that product, because there's so much waste accumulated in the colon. And we find just using that, whenever people have used it as part of their program, their results have catapulted in terms of what they're able to achieve, just because they've been able to eliminate so much waste and so much toxins from their body. 70% of the immune system is in your gut. So if you cleanse the gut, then it frees up a lot more of those immune soldiers to go around the body and deal with any other issues that may be troubling the system.
Gosh, wow, that's a lot of information. So what's the third tip?
The third tip, I think, is the most easiest one that people can do, and I think it's something that people take for granted, is to be more positive about how they speak. Because a lot of people bring negativity into themselves because of what they say about themselves. A lot of people contribute to their illness or their conditions based on what they say about themselves. And the one thing we always challenge people is when somebody asks them, how are you? If I say to you, Kaz, how are you?
I'm great.
There you go. Now, most people would say, I'm not bad. So just by saying I'm not bad, your body's receiving the signal bad 3-4 times a day. Every time you describe it, you're describing yourself as bad. Your body now internalizes that as that you don't really value the body, so the body starts to break down. It's like if a parent always says to a child, oh, he's just a bad child, he's such a bad child. That child, the self-esteem of that child starts to dwindle. People do the same with their body, because the body is alive, it's an organism, it receives signals, it receives messages. If somebody says something good to you, you feel very good in yourself, you feel nice about yourself. If somebody says something bad to you, you feel the opposite. So when you say something bad about yourself, it's even worse. So the third tip would be really to be mindful about what people are saying about themselves, just how they describe themselves and what they say to other people. And then you expand that out to the type of people that you're around. If you want to have health, be around healthy people. Because obviously, you show me your friend and I'll tell you what you are.
And I love what you said there, because it's, as much as it sounds very simple, but it's quite challenging for individuals to now speak more positively about themselves, because like they say, this life and death is in the power of the tongue, and this small thing is so powerful, because what you're saying to yourself is what your body is now going to be doing, because you've said it. It's like you've spoken it
it's become
and it becomes your
reality.
reality.
Absolutely.
So we have to be very mindful about that. So thank you so much in regards to telling us a bit more about your organisation, My Healthcare, and well done on all your achievement, and thank you for those healthy tips.
You're
And I
most
will be
welcome.
taking that on board. I think I better up my game and start drinking 3 litres of water rather than
Absolutely.
drinking half.
Minimum.
So yes, thank you so much.
You're most welcome.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye, guys. I hope you take those tips, so make sure you start drinking that water, and also ensure that you are speaking healthy things to yourself. And so when someone says, "How are you today?" even if you have to pretend on purpose, sometimes they say, fake it until you make it. So you're just going to have to say, "I'm great." So until next time, bye.
Here we go for a healthy, active lifestyle. The things you need to know. Let's kick it off with the physical. Can I get a witness? Challenging your body will only improve your fitness. And then it's mental, but I don't mean crazy. I'm talking about the thoughts in your head you create daily. Stress, insecurities, and negativity. Attack your self-esteem and limit productivity. Stop it. Quickly find your confidence and top it by aiming for the moon and the stars, just like a rocket. Think good, feel good, aesthetically you look good. Turn your swagger on like a dawn. Understood, good. Finally, it's social. To help, you gotta be vocal. To build relationships, teamwork must be your focus. Work with others, communicate, cooperate. Always stimulate your mind. That's how you should operate. Before I kick, here's a couple more tips. You gotta exercise every day for 20 minutes minimum. Keep the intensity fairly moderate. It's easy when you believe, so keep on thinking positive. So make a promise, kid, to see what you've been honored with. Limitless abilities, but how much do you want it, kid? Patience. Remember, the master was once an amateur, which means you can develop from negatives like a camera.